Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and as you see in our Hearthstone collection, everybody has access to the core set for free every single year, but in April, it changes. The Hearthstone team takes cards in, takes cards out, some stay. Today, I want to focus on the cards that I would like to see be added to the core set next year, whether it's an old wild staple that I just missed, or maybe just a card that might go well with some of the cards currently in the game. And maybe tomorrow we'll talk about cards that I would love to see leave the core set, like, I don't know, maybe some bearded guy or something like that. And before we get into my suggestions or maybe predictions, whatever you want to call them, if you enjoy the content on the channel and you feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit the sub button down below. Give the video a like. It helps us out a ton, especially as we're on the road to 69,420 subs. I'll kind of go class by class with what I would like to see. And Death Knight, oh yeah, there's no wild cards, so we'll just skip over that one. Getting to the point now with Demon Hunter, where there's been some cards building up in wild that maybe they consider adding it to the core set. It is important to note with core set cards, they typically don't want to add cards that are like meta defining or have been in the past, more just support or just kind of some fun stuff. But this Outcast Demon Hunter package that we got in the most recent set hasn't been doing like anything. And you got cards in wild like Redeem Pariah after you play an Outcast card, gain +1/+1, or Line Hopper, your Outcast cards cost 1 less. I wouldn't mind adding these to the game, seeing how it works out, as those cards never really saw any play during their standard run anyway, so maybe they could do it in their second shot with the whole Outcast support out there. For Druid, I would love to see Floops. I'm just trolling. No, please don't do that. I know I said that they typically don't add meta-defining cards, but maybe putting a legendary like Hadronox in the core set would be a pretty cool thing, considering scenarios like never sees play anyways, and they have this whole death rattle package with like Cecily, the location, all that. None of it is taken off, and it feels like it's missing that big payoff card, Hadronox, which brings back all the top minions that died this game. Maybe it's a consideration. It's probably a little bit ambitious, but I wouldn't mind seeing it at all. Moving on to Hunter, I could actually see a card like Feign Death, 2 mana, or trigger all death rattles on your minions. There's always like death rattle Hunter packages and all of that, and Feign Death never saw a ton of play. Maybe it could make a comeback, a 2 mana, or buff it to 1 or something like that, although there's play dead at 1 mana, that probably wouldn't work, but still, Feign Death could be a decent little addition to Hunter. If you want to get really crazy, you could put Starving Buzzard in the core set. They reverted it a while ago, but probably a little too good. But I don't know, maybe you want to live dangerously. A legendary that never really got its time to shine, Varisa, Windrunner, Battlecry, Equip Thori, Dow, the Starsphere gave you like spell damage. They got this whole arcane spell damage thing going on. It's not working out that great. It could actually fit in there. Maybe Varisa could go in there as a replacement for like Houndmaster Shaw, which hasn't really done all that much all year. Probably leave King Crush alone, but still, Varisa might be a cool little addition. Mage seems to be struggling a little bit with survivability, so Ice Block could be added to trigger people in the comments, because would I really ever suggest this? I don't think so. One Mage card I would actually consider adding, I've been petitioning for this for so long, is Toki Time Tinker, where it has 6 mana 5/5 Battlecry, add a random legendary from the past to your hand. It's from wild, but it's a wild card. It doesn't even make sense that it's a wild card. I would love to see this get buffed to like 5 mana, like 5/5, or a 3 mana 3/3 or something, or make it neutral. You can make it a neutral legendary. It just feels like it's wasted in wild. Like it would be perfect as a core set card, and maybe, just maybe, Toki will finally make the cut. Dragon Paladin is not quite yet there, but maybe a card like Dragon Consort, although it never did make Dragon Paladin relevant ever, but as a 5 mana 5/5 Battlecry, the next dragon you play costs 2 less. Maybe they could buff this to a 4 mana 4/4, I don't know, but it could fit in to the whole Dragon Paladin thing that just seems to be missing a few pieces. How about Dragon Rider Telretha, another dragon card that never quite made the cut. It has Death Rattle, give a dragon in your hand +3/+3, and this Death Rattle. Maybe you put those 2 dragons in and Dragon Paladin takes off and is a meta tyrant, or probably not because these cards never worked in the past, but hey, most of the core set cards typically typically are just kind of there to give something a little bit of a shot. Typically, again, aren't supposed to be meta tyrants. As silly as it is, it just feels weird that Priest doesn't have Shadow Word Pain. I don't know. I would just add that there because it just feels weird. Again, it's not there. I don't know why, but it's not there. I could see a card like Cabal Talon Priest coming back as a 3-mana 3/4, give a friendly minion +3 health. There's a lot of more minion-based strategies lately in Priest, and this could help just make a stickier target, a stickier minion, and well, it was a pretty good card back in the day as well, so maybe it'll make a bit of a comeback. Since they are pushing undead Priest, maybe bring back a big bad undead like Skeletal Dragon, which is an undead dragon at the end of your turn, add a random dragon to your hand. Could work out, could be something like that, or maybe trigger some people to bring Katrina Morte back, an undead that summons a friendly minion that died this game. It could fit in there. There's not much res mechanics in standard Priest, so maybe give it a go. But honestly, it kind of scares me just a little bit. Rogue, I don't know. Do you bring Pogo Hopper back just because he's a cutie? Maybe. Two legendaries that stand out to me to Rogue. I know you don't bring them both back, but man, I would love to see them back in standard. Shares Corpse Flower, a 4-mana 5/3 Death Rattle, go dormant, play 4 cards in a turn to revive this minion. It was just such a cool card. It's so fun. He did like a whole dance when he comes back. Love to see it come back. Probably wouldn't be very meta relevant, but it is a really rad card. And the other card being Zero Poison Mind, a 4-mana 3/2. So honestly, in today's game, probably could buff it to like 3 mana. You honestly probably could. Battle Cry and Death Rattle, add a random toxin card to your hand, and it's from a select pool. You had some damage cards, a draw card, you had like a Shadow Step, and we'll talk about Shadow Step probably tomorrow. You know how I feel about that. That could be like your high roll to try and get it for like 1 mana. But regardless, Zero, another really cool rogue legendary that I really wouldn't mind see coming back. Totem Shaman has not been working in standard. They want to make it a thing, and honestly, what's one way to do that? Bring Thing from Below to standard, put it in the core set. I don't think it's nearly as terrifying when you don't have Gen and Baku, you know, you don't have that 1 mana hero power to spam totems, but honestly, I could see it working and being a lot more reasonable in the core set with the whole Shaman or the totem package currently available in standard that's just not doing anything. Lurker Below could be like a new legendary for Shaman to use in the core set. It's just so cool. It's such a rad card. Deal 3 damage to an enemy minion if it repeats on one of its neighbors. The only reason I probably wouldn't see it happening yet, it's Ashes of Outland. It hasn't been that long, but it's just a really cool card. In another archetype, Big Shaman, just again, not really working. Maybe they consider adding Eureka, summon a copy of a random minion from your hand, because that whole Big Shaman stuff going on right now, it doesn't really have much to do in these mid turns, and Eureka can allow you to cheat some mana, do some nasty stuff, but I could see it happening. Discard Warlock, they want to make it work. I would not give Malkazar Zimp or like a hand of Gul'dan, but what about Expire Merchant? This is a really strong discard card that can do some really gross stuff, and I'll probably regret even ever suggesting it if they add it, but hey, let's get a little bit crazy. Let's see what Expired Merchant can do in Warlock. I regret it already. I only have one suggestion for Warrior because this card's rad, it's amazing, and yes, it's a meta tyrant defining, literally goes against everything I've been saying, but Risky Skipper, maybe, just please. How about Dead Man's Hand though? Honestly, I just love this card. It's almost never really been a meta card, but hey, who doesn't love shuffling a copy of your hand into your deck? That'd be pretty fun to play in a class that literally can't win games right now, but hey, at least they could, you know, shuffle some cards into their deck. And neutrals, there's a huge catalog of cards you can go over. First, I swear everybody keeps asking for this every time core set discussion comes up, but Cube, bring it back. It's such a cool card. It's pretty busted. You got Death Rattle stuff going on already in standard. Come on. Bring back Carnivorous Cube, although again, pretty meta defining. You might not want to do that, but still, I would love to see it. I would make sure to add Boulder Fist Ogre to the core set, because honestly, why do you think the Hearthstone meta is always so messed up? This card's not there. Like, what the hell? Give us our Ogre. I mean, really, come on. Imagine the goodwill Blizzard would get if they put Whizbang the Wonderful into the core set, a 4-mana 4/5. The minion's relevant because you start the game with one of Whizbang's wonderful decks is based off deck recipes, and you could play a free deck from every class. And yeah, it probably won't happen, even though you really can't climb with the card. It just allows you to try out so many different things, and it'd be amazing in the core set. But again, I'd be pretty damn shocked to see it happen. And why don't we take the old Elise out and put in Elise the Trailblazer? I just love this card. Battle Cry, shuffle a sealed Ungoro pack into your deck. You get a pack, you You open it, you get 5 cards from the Orgoro expansion, one of the coolest expansions of all time. Come on, at least it's such a cool card. I love it. I think I've suggested it every year. We've done core set suggestions, and I'm gonna keep to it. I just think it's a really sweet card. What I would love to see the most, we had the League of Explorers last year. Why not bring back the old gods? You have Yasha, Raj, Rage Unbound at the end of your turn. Put a minion from your deck into the battlefield. Yogg, imagine the shenanigans you could have with this. This would probably see play, and people would absolutely love it. And well, of course, you have N'Zoth, which summons your Death Rattle minions that die this game. Pretty relevant in a lot of different decks at any point. Really iconic card. Could bring in the Diamond N'Zoth. We saw that whole new coin that they had in the system. Maybe that's the plan. And then the one that would make it pretty hard is Cthulhu, which is all these terrible support cards that go with it. Maybe they could just go back to Darkmoon Faire, swap it in, or maybe just rework and buff a bunch of the support cards and go from there. But I would love to see the old gods come back, replace the League of Explorers. We'll have to wait and see, and let me know in the comments below what you would love to see added to the core set, whether it be neutral or any of your favorite classes. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.